Miranda is in Nashville. Hi, Miranda. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, my husband and I have been talking to our parents, who are both sets of our parents are farmers, and they've all been kind of discussing their estate planning as far as what they want to do with their part of the land and the money that's involved. What would you suggest would be what we would need to suggest to them as far as what to do with that land so that we as the kids won't be responsible or have as much of a capital gains tax and inheritance tax, because there's several hundred acres that will be involved.
There will not be a problem with a capital gains tax if you inherit it upon their death, because there's
Mm-hmm.
what's called a stepped up basis. There will be a huge estate tax problem.
How do you avoid or kind of try to avoid some of that inheritance tax?
Well, there's not a
What would
lot
be
there. It's actually going to get worse apparently after the first of the year. Right now, they could transfer, if they did some basic estate planning, as much as $10 million in property to the next
Mhm.
generation without any estate tax. But now after the first of the year, that may drop from 10 million to 2 million.
Okay, because I
So,
do know that there are several hundred acres,
mm-hmm,
up to close to 1,000 acres between the two sets of family.
mm.
The family, so,
Well,
and it will be the
sadly, our federal government and some portions of our population believe that your family should be taxed on that when it is passed to the next generation, and so many family farms and family businesses are broken up by estate taxes.
right,
And
right.
so, how healthy are your parents?
I hope they live to be 100, because I
That
mean neither
wasn't
one
what
of
I asked. I didn't ask what you
them,
hope. I asked how healthy they are.
neither one of them have any health issues.
How old are
Of
they?
any. One set is in their 60s and the other in their 50s.
Okay. You probably are going to want to look at some very large term insurance policies to pay the estate taxes, but you need to
Right.
get with an estate tax plan. You need to get with an estate attorney immediately
Okay.
and start to calculate and figure out what you can do. And so, because if there's 1,000 acres involved, and and this stuff's worth anything at all, it's going to breach over and have estate taxes on it. And in order to have to keep from selling off some of it to pay the stupid federal government, because stupid people in our culture think you should, you bunch of
Mhm.
thieves. But anyway, I mean, this families like this just makes me mad. You guys ought to
Well,
be
we're
allowed. You
putting
guys ought
it
to be allowed to keep your land.
right
Eh,
with having it like in an LLC, like a farming
No, it doesn't. It
operation.
doesn't matter
Okay.
because your parents then own the LLC, and so
Right.
they still have assets that have a value over the estate tax exemptions. And so,
Okay.
this bunch of thieves we have running around this country that want other people's stuff are now going to cause your family to have to break up their farm upon death if you guys don't go buy a bunch of insurance to pay the taxes that you really shouldn't morally have to pay. It's just wrong.
Right.
It's just wrong, 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 wrong. Don't get me pissed off about it again. But anyway, so go see an estate planning attorney immediately now, because there are a few things you can do here and there, and I don't think you're going to want to do them by the end of the year, but some people are doing some estate tax things by the end of the year, because right now there's a $10 million if there's a married couple involved that you can use if you know the two step, and then and it may very well drop to 2 million from 10 million. So there's a lot of stuff going on around the nation right now in this short period of time, between now and the time that Obama further institutes the redistribution of wealth. So, see, I'll just go ahead and finish with this thought, because you guys really need to understand exactly what I'm saying. That 1,000 acres has been in those two families for generations. That's not your land. It's not my land. Those families have farmed that land. That is their land. You have no right to it. You have no right to that family's wealth, to execute your supposed righteousness through the government as a vehicle for your righteousness. You have no right to that family's wealth. You have no right to that family's wealth. You're a thief. You have no right. That farm has been in those families for generations. You have no right to that. Redistribution of wealth. You can use whatever phrase you want to use. The phrase I use is theft. You freaking thieving liberals. I'm sick of you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.